internet. It's another Link to the Past Randomizer Season 4 League match. My name is Tyler Salt. I am joined in the booth by Smirk JD. Smirk, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic today. I am so excited to watch this race that's coming up with Dante versus Paradox. How about you?
Oh, really excited. Dante, of course, the winner of the most recent main tournament. Paradox just took bronze in the Francophone tournament. And this is our spoiler Keysanity race. So each of these runners has a pilot, another member of their team in their ear, who will have the spoiler log as soon as they hit start here, which they should be doing momentarily. And we'll tell you a little bit more about how that mode works as we go. But we should be getting ready to go here in just a moment.
Yeah, and you can see down at the bottom that Dante is in team the Titans Mitts, and they have 21 points already, which means 7 wins. I think that means undefeated as well. And Crosswords Keysanity is at 6 points, and that's Paradox's team. Do you want to go ahead and talk about the mode since we're? Oh no, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I was trying to bring up, making sure I could bring up chat on the side. So they start out. They get some blue mail in Link's house. That's night. Immediately saving and quitting up to Sank. So the beginnings of a race like this are generally going to see our runners do some checks, give their pilots a time to parse the spoiler log. It's not a non-trivial job to do. It's a lot of information that you have to sift through relatively quickly. So you'll see Dante and Paradox do some pretty standard open checks, beginning checks here in a seed that they would do normally, and then their pilots will pipe up with any additional information here. Normally, you see they both head faked up to Lost Woods, and then presumably were told that there was nothing up there, so they don't need to do that.
Yeah, so when you see runners at this level doing pilot spoiler, you will often see them just skip a bunch of different checks here and there. Like here in blinds, for example, they may do chests 1, 2, and 4, and that's usually the pilot behind the scenes telling them, okay, you need this chest, but you don't need this. And one thing you just saw there on Dante's side is that big key. This is a Keysanity mode, so they do need to collect the appropriate keys for all the different dungeons that they have to beat.
Yeah, that makes reading that spoiler log even trickier than normal. And looks like, oh no, do they have to farm rupees here to get the bottle vendor and bombs? Oh man, that's brutal. Gotta love spoiler here.
I'm surprised they didn't have Paradox going to Blind's Hut.
No bombs to get the rupees there.
Well, but there's a 50, and Dante got the 50.
Maybe he's going in there now.
Yeah, there's probably something in the back that they also need to get. So.
Yeah, they're just farming up for bombs. Not bottle vendor, at least.
But yeah, some of the big things that you want to get early on, rupees and bombs, especially in the Keysanity mode, you don't see as many chests with bombs in it early on. So getting those bombs are very critical. Looks like Dante went into the back of Tavern to get a full heart container there. If you get that blue mail and those quick hearts you can get early on, you basically don't have to worry about it for the rest of the seed. So that's probably what's going on here.
Oh, and of course, there's 300 rupees behind a bomb.
Right. Yeah.
So they could. I wonder if it would have been faster because they had the glove. There's our Moon Pearl, by the way, in Blind's Hut. Since they had the glove, I wonder if it would have been faster to go and get check the 50-50 rock by up north of Kakariko Village, next to the fortune teller's hut, to get that 300 rupees. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, they could have done that. It's interesting though. Dante did not go back for that Palace of Darkness small key in the back of Blind's Hut. He got the 300 and just left. So
chances are pretty low that you're going to need all 6 pod keys. Perhaps Dante's pilot, who I believe is Sailor Nep, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong about that. I don't have their pilots handy. You know, it's possible that they went over there and saw that they don't need that key. You'll generally see runners kind of gonna go the other direction, right, and pick up keys early on, whether or not you know that you're gonna need them.
Absolutely. But yeah, they both have the Moon Pearl and the glove. The only thing different right now, I think, with the keys is that Dante is missing one small key from Pod, whereas Paradox did get it. And also, Paradox did not grab that full heart container that Dante got. So, but otherwise, they're both kind of doing similar things. Paradox is following and getting that mini Moldrum cave out of the way, get that lamp and some keys in there. Meanwhile, Dante's going over here to the back of Saha.
Yep, where we receive a Skull Woods Big. We'll see if that ends up being necessary, and the mirror. Sometimes in these multiple chest locations, a pilot will just say, pick up everything, rather than try to communicate exactly which chest you need to get.
Ooh, Paradox has got to be careful here. He's down to 2 bombs, and unfortunately dropped a heart there. All right, he's got to get this last bomb. There he goes.
Oh, clutch. Ooh. Very good.
Nice. Well done.
All right, Dante heading into Pendant Eastern here. Did get a mirror.
Fortunately, I believe our tracker has access to the spoiler lock, so that's why we're able to see where the pendants and crystals are right now and what medallions required for Meyer and TR.
Yep, and thanks again to Jinxie Girl pulling double duty tracking today.
Yeah, big thank you to Jinxie Girl. Shout out there.
So what do we have here in Pendant Eastern that is worth dipping in here for? Maybe a hammer or a sword, because we've already got Tower of Hera access. Maybe there's something on Moldrum up there. That's the green pendant.
Right, that's right. Dante got the mirror in Saha, in the back of Saha, so that is... and the lamp as well, so that is access to Hera, as you said. Hammer would definitely make the mountain more viable.
Yeah.
Paradox.
Hammer would also give us. Hammer would also give us Dark World access. So I think this is a hook shot.
Yeah, hook shot would be something valuable to go to early. Normally, with Pilot Spoiler, you want to look for things that give you good mobility. Things like the mirror, the flute, the boots, and the hook shot, as well as things like Dark World access, weapons, and if there's any quick and easy safeties. And then besides that, it's just like, okay, now we just need to get whatever you need to get for go mode. Oh, it's the flippers. Interesting. You think something in swamp, maybe?
That's entirely possible. That would feel bad.
I wonder. Yeah, we'll definitely see here, because I feel like those flippers, unless they're locking something that's critical early, is something you could have gotten later. You know what I mean? So it's got to be locking something important early, like the boots or something.
One would think. All right, Dante headed into the dam here. Gonna get the magic powder, I believe, was in here.
Yeah, the chat is saying something like Zora and Hobo, but both those can be fake flippered too. So I don't think so. The Zora Ledge could be it, because they don't have access to Splash Elite with the current items they have. So it could be Zora Ledge.
The other thing I think by possibility is it's possible that, and it looks like Dante is swimming around, but the flippers are hard required here because of Swamp, right? And if there's nothing else that we need in Eastern, you're already there over by Saha. You may as well just do it now, right? It's the only thing that can make it faster is the boots. So, just get it out of the way. Now you've got the flippers, and you don't need to worry about making another trip over there or mirroring over from Palace of Darkness. Yeah, and there are myths up on Zora Ledge.
Okay, so it's definitely Zora Ledge that was required here. Because, if it was something like, like where later you could have the boots or flute, I would just wait till then to get those flippers. But since it's Zora Ledge, they are hard blocked by those flippers. for the time being, because Fleshleet's not available.
Dante about to pick up his team's mascot, the Titans Mitts.
Good point. I wouldn't have even called that out, so well done, Tyler Salt. All right.
Where are we headed now? Looks
We
like
have
over...
Dark World access.
We do have our world access. Are we headed up the mountain, or are we headed over to headed over Village of Outcast way?
I'm thinking Village of Outcasts, but I don't have the spoiler log, so
Yeah, neither do I. So, I like to watch it better and try to figure it out as we go here. So both of these runners are top-notch execution. Of course, I mentioned Dante, the most recent main tournament champion. Paradox just took third in the Francophone tournament. So both excellent runners here. Taking a little bit of a different route here early on, but that's okay. There's what we see, a sword there on the Lake Hylia Island. I always want to call that the floating island, but islands in water aren't floating. They're just,
right.
They're there. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine they'll probably pick up that sword. If there's another sword somewhere else on the way, they'll probably put that one off until they head over to Ice Palace.
That would be my guess, yeah.
And we have a question in chat about why or how Dante is so far ahead, and I think most of that has to do with the Palace of Darkness key in the back of Blindside. So Paradox ended up farming for rupees to get bombs before going in there, whereas Dante went in there right away and skipped the Palace of Darkness big key or small key. So that put Dante about 30 seconds to a minute ahead, I would say, just from that alone. Now, whether or not that key will come into play later, we will see.
All right, there is a key from Sick Kid. It's TR. We're going to need at least 3 of those.
And if lava chest is required, then all 4, correct?
Yeah, that's right. And there was a race earlier today, one of these that I was watching between Zelga and Rail and Tankier, where the TR big key was vanilla, and so they needed to get the big key there. It was a nasty logic chain there.
Yeah.
All right, Dante headed into Skull Woods. Not completable without a sword or the fire rod.
Yep. Yeah, one of the things about spoiler, especially with Keysanity, is like you can definitely save time on lots of different dungeons based on the keys. For example, Thieves Town, if there's nothing in the back, you can get the I guess. You still have to bring Blind Cell, right? So you still have to go back.
Yeah, you still have to bring the Maiden, but there's our flute in the Skullwoods big chest. As we saw Dante do that the vanilla way, going from the back. Without a sword, that bomb jump can be a little tricky. Looks like Paradox is going to try to line it up.
Also, Paradox already has a Skullwoods small key. I'm not sure where he grabbed that, because Dante does not have it.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either. Paradox getting that bomb jump. That's pretty good.
Very nicely done. There's more.
Looks like that Skullwoods small was in Eastern Palace. Thanks, Jinxie. And there's Arcane of Samaria. Paradox picking up a little bit of time on Dante through this section. Being able, going for that bomb jump, even though failing it once, able to do that, and picking up that small key heads up saves a little bit of time there as well.
Yeah, so getting those things out of the way early allowed him to save some time here, and now they are almost to where Dante is, and also choosing to walk there and nearer for the flute activation rather than saving and quitting like Dante did.
Well, Paradox also needs to do the brewery here and presumably get that TR small key from Sick Kid.
Right, that's the other thing. Gotcha. Oh, right. Dante dropped down into the hole. He didn't have a key for Skull Woods.
That's right.
That's why he had to save and quit out of there, whereas Paradox was able to walk out because he used the key to the left door.
All right, our first look into the Mire area here. We know that Mire is a pendant, requires bombos to get in, so we're not doing that quite yet. Dante getting out the mirror. Headed into Mire Shed first, though. Paradox, on the other hand, is headed down to Dig Game. Dante has
Priorities.
not done this. There's a hook shot in Mire Shed.
Okay,
Very nice to have.
Definitely could see rushing for that. But what is in this Dig Game then?
Yeah, it's got to be good, and it can't just be a you like this, because it might be a ton of digs. Dante making his way into Desert Palace. There's a big key to Pod. All right, so Dante is going to have to do that eventually.
Yeah. I just wonder, would it have been faster to wait until boots? Some of these checks that are required, you know, it just depends on how buried the boots are. There was a bow there in Desert Palace that Dante just picked up.
Yep. And he is fluting away. That's what they were there for. And Dante headed up Death Mountain with that newly acquired hookshot.
While Paradox is doing what, Magic Bat?
Magic Bat looks like... Could this be where the hammer is? That'd be rude.
That would be hilarious. But in spoiler log, that's not so bad, right? You got the powder.
Yeah, I guess not. It always feels bad to use mirror there because you lose your portal. You know, you can't get back into the dark world like that. Nope, another big key.
Okay.
To Eastern Palace. That's interesting.
That puts Eastern fully clearable, and yeah, wait. So there must be something either on Armos or the big chest, because it's a pendant, right?
Yeah, that's really interesting why they grabbed that. All right, Paradox headed towards Mire, pick up his hookshot and his bow. Dante throws a bomb to blow open the top of Paradox Cave, but then ignores it. All we need is in here. A pod small, and that's it.
That's
all right.
It? Wow.
Screw you, Paradox Cave.
Wow. I am shocked.
Paradox is the new hype cave. Could be a ped seed. Entirely possible. That Mire small early is a little suspicious. Mire smalls, you don't actually need any of those keys, but they are important logically.
Qua Baker in chat, Para sucks.
Wow. Wow.
Ooh.
Harsh words.
Just getting that magic refill there for Dante, skipping Super Bunny. So.
And headed into Hookshot Cave, looks like.
Yeah.
We'll see if we get a Mire dip after this. Or not a Hera dip, excuse me.
I'm guessing what, hammer in here?
That'd be my guess. Paradox headed to Eastern Palace. Back into Eastern Palace. There are the boots in Hookshot Cave. We'll see when Paradox makes his way up there.
I imagine... Okay, maybe the hammer is in the big chest of Eastern, and they're getting it before going up there so that they can do Hera? From the... No? They can already do Hera.
Interesting. Yeah, because they can do Hera with the mirror. I mean, having the boots is good, right? Like,
absolutely.
we don't have to convince, we don't have to explain why you want the boots and why you want them early.
Right.
An interesting play, and the divergence is pretty big. Looks like Dante is going back to, I would imagine, get that EP big key from Magic Bat. Maybe do Dig Game first.
See, this is how I would have tried to do it, I think, too, is get the boots to be able to make these checks much faster, and then all other checks thereafter much faster as well. But we'll see what's in this Eastern Palace big chest. Or Armos. It might be Armos. It's Armos. because this has got to be important to put it up. You know, like I would have definitely wanted the boots before doing this.
Yeah, Eastern Palace is designed to make you wish that you could move faster, so that it's nice when Sahasrahul gives you the boots immediately after finishing it. Yeah, of course they can't do Hera yet, or they can't beat Hera yet anyway without a sword or without the hammer.
Yeah, no weapon kind of makes Muldorm a little challenging. Now they do have access to that sword on Hylia Island.
That is true.
But
little out of the way with our only Dark World access being the mitts.
Exactly.
All right, we'll see what Armos drops. If it is nothing, I'd say we can be pretty confident that this is chat's favorite ped seed.
It's got to be something, right? There's
the hammer. Okay. All right.
Hammer makes sense. Now, Paradox gets to go up to Hookshot Cave and then go into Hera and fully complete Hera.
Yep. Mitt to get to Magic Bat for the Eastern Big Key to Armos for Hammer. That's gross.
Oh my. Yep, that's pretty gross. Imagine if this were a solo seed without.
Ugh.
That would be a last location. Like you don't want to do the Magic Bat without it.
Right, and then a required double dip of Eastern because the flippers were in there. So.
Okay, so here's Dante going back to the pot small in the back of blind side. So we'll see whose route is going to save time overall, because Paradox is still putting off those boots.
Yeah, it's interesting. What are we waiting for before heading up there? You know, like that's a long way to go. There's a fire rod that helps.
Yeah.
You know, that's a long way to go for what was essentially just the boots. You know, the boots are great. You know, but they don't save as much time as people think that they do. I think it averages out to I think I saw this the other day, about 3 minutes per hour it saves. You know, which is a non-trivial amount of time, but...
See, a good friend of mine was saying that, you know, for every 10 minutes you have the boots, it saves 1 minute of time. So I guess, in his opinion, it would be 6 minutes per hour.
Yeah. All right,
but I mean,
grabbing that sword here.
When people do things like, I'm doing this perfectly to save frames, you know, then something like the boots makes... But all right, let's see where they go now.
Paradox is headed to Skull Woods here.
Okay.
Picking up that sword and fire rod first. Dante is was thinking about headed to Hype Cave, but only has one bomb, so we're gonna have to get some more.
That is something I never remember. 1, that Hype Cave you need 2 bombs, and 2, that you can just buy them there at the bomb shop.
They are more expensive there, though. Those are artisanal bombs, handcrafted.
Ooh, wow. How much?
They're not they're 100.
Whoa, expensive
I do
bombs.
believe.
Yeah. Okay, there's the brewery play from Paradox to get the small TR key.
Yeah, you're paying for convenience there.
Okay, what? Going into Thieves Town without the boots.
That feels bad.
This I know is it feels so much better when you have them. So I'm shocked on this, to be honest. I mean, this is a crystal. They have to complete it anyway, so... and to answer chat, Guy McGuy, the boots were in Hookshot Cave. So it's a little out of the way. It does take time to go up there.
So I actually really like this routing from Dante, who makes his way over, has put off the hammer, but with the flippers knows that he can get over here. Ooh!
Ooh!
He gets snapdragoned there.
Wait,
that is
very,
unfortunately
very.
bad, but We do have a ferry.
Yeah.
Yeah, boots were basically the only thing over on East Death Mountain that was available. So I like this. I like this play a little bit of being able to swimming over there, and now with a big key and 3 pod smalls, knowing that the hammer is in our most knights, we can open pod here, grab the hammer, and then potentially just finish it right now.
Yeah, it's very possible. Depending on what's in pod, it might, 3 keys might be plenty.
Yeah.
If the dark maze is, if nothing in the back, for example, is required, or so we'll see here.
All right, so Dante is retracing Paradox steps here, while Paradox is in Thieves Town. I don't think that we haven't seen anything critical in here yet. It is a crystal, but we are going to beat it here. Nothing in the attic chest though. Love that 3-arrow strat.
It's very cool. All right, so what are we going to need item-wise? Because keys is still a little far away to tell, but we're going to need the...
a Bombos medallion.
Yep.
We're going to need an ice rod.
Yeah.
Another sword.
And that's it, right? As far as items are concerned? All right,
Yep.
So in terms of items, these runners are both almost go mode already.
The beauty of spoiler.
Mm-hmm. Now, keys, that's another matter. You'll have to play.
Yeah, still need plenty of keys. Still need a TR small. We're going to need
Swamp small.
the swamp small and the desert big.
Well, that's not too many either, actually. Now that you
I guess not.
Oh, and the
all
GT
of the
big key, right.
And the GT big key, of course, yeah.
Current fares are shocking.
Yeah. Current affairs.
Because, current.
Electrical current.
Oh! Oof. Wait, no, he has the ferry.
He's got the ferry, too.
Yeah. I keep saying there's both of them. I've been like, oh.
All right, Dante's showing us, giving our first look at Palace of the Darkness, a Paradox taken down blind after that ferry. There's half magic. Nice find.
And we should mention that this is the first crystal at 27 minutes. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Dante showing us the hardest hover in the game, or at least one of the trickier hovers that you actually see that isn't just like TR really long stuff here. So saving some time there by being able to skip the right side mimics. That might be it in pod, because we're headed straight over here to Helma.
Yeah, that's crazy. So did he actually need to go back to the back of Blind's hut? Because
no.
Small...
He's only going to use 2 small keys here.
Yeah. Unless there is something in the back and he's just choosing to do the boss first.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, we'll see whether Dante shows us what happens when you go in first, or if Paradox does. Paradox not going to pod right away. Is walking out of here.
I am just still very shocked that the boots aren't a thing. I mean, this is a long walk.
Yeah, this is a long walk. And this appears to... This is catfish. That's interesting.
I mean, I suppose... Yeah, because there's no way he would go this way if it wasn't catfish.
Yeah, no, this is the only play.
Or maybe just a bottle refill?
No,
you would float there. So it's still probably catfish. He's just
must
filling
still
his
be
bottle.
catfish.
Yeah. Okay.
Meanwhile, Dante showing off a very slick Helmuth King fight, just hammer only.
Yeah, so the trick there is getting the spin speed set up. That way you can use your hammer.
Yeah, extends the hammer hitbox a bit. Not sure that he did that though.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he did.
I mean, that's true. I don't know. All right, and that is Dante's and the Titans missed first. I said missed. Mitts. Okay, that bombo is definitely 100% required, but I still don't understand the walking here.
Yeah, it seems odd to me. Yeah, French vanilla bombos. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Still, and
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I'm just curious, like maybe the pilot just kind of overlooked the boots or didn't find them or something like that.
I have to think that they're just betting that they can do all of the mountain at once.
Oh, okay. So saving time by rather than going up the mountain 2 times.
Right.
I see. That makes a lot of sense. That's a good way to look at it there.
The GT big key in the back of pod, so we did need that last key, and Dante is going to walk out and grab that Bombos medallion.
Okay, so I like that I'm watching it this way because I was told that mirroring and fluting to 5 was still faster. So the fact that Dante's doing it this way makes me feel more comfortable about doing it this way in the future.
I also think that mirroring and fluting to 5 is a little bit faster, but, you know, it's certainly faster if you don't have the boots.
Yeah. And Paradox here, going to the left side first. So that's the advantage of getting a Meyer small key, is that you can go immediately to the left side, flip that switch, and progress from there, rather than having to go to the bridge and spike room chest first. You need 2 keys for that one, though.
Yep, still need another key there.
Oh no! Oof.
Only on 1 heart.
That's a good point, Shady Force Games. It's good to time things for yourself. You know, it's not just like what's faster, you know, at the top tier or at the fastest times, you know, but like maybe you're faster at something than you are at something else. So. Okay, so that was the small key for Swamp Palace in Meyer.
Yes, it was. Dante picking up a bottle. Perhaps means that Ice Palace is on the menu.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Nope.
I think
Skullwoods.
Oh, Skullwoods. Okay. I mean, half magic. You know, it still makes these fights faster. Like if you consider Cold Stare with the fighter sword, you know, you're trying to hit each one of those puffs with the hammer, where you can get splashes from the fire rod and, you know, kill them real quickly.
All right, Dante gonna give us Thieves Town and Skull Woods here, presumably. All right, Paradox is gonna give us our new checks here. Action's gonna be over there while Dante is cleaning up Thieves Town, dipping into Swamp Palace. No big key here, but we can get everything else.
Oh, I thought they did get the big key for Swamp.
No, they got the skull big key.
Oh, okay.
For the flute that was in there, I think. A ton of diversions in this race.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of diversions, and you know, it's one of those things with spoiler pilot. You expect to see like both players doing the exact same thing, since both have access to the complete spoiler. But that's one of the challenging aspects of being the pilot. I am surprised that that Paradox did not get those silvers.
Me too. Those are absolutely free. You know, it's possible that, like, obviously, Paradox is no slouch, coming in third in the Francophone tournament. But I wonder if he considers himself at an execution disadvantage to Dante, and is just committing to skipping whatever he can. But like, they're right there. They're frees. They're free.
Yeah,
Silvers,
I mean, that's one of those,
in the TT Attic chest.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things where you definitely pick up, since they're right there on the way, and it saves time. So if you feel you're at a disadvantage execution wise, you definitely take it.
Get the silvers, right?
Yeah. So I wonder if it's just something they missed.
Yeah, that must have just been an oversight. I can't imagine.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you don't go back for them. Of course, that's
no, don't, definitely
that's too
not.
far.
There's our second sword in the waterfall chest. Yeah, I think either Paradox forgot to open the chest, or the pilot neglected to notice that they were there.
Right. That's one of those chests where, like, when I play as the runner, it's like I have to wait for the bomb to explode anyway. Sometimes I just go and check it, even if I know that my pilot was like, it's nothing, just because you don't really lose time on it. So
yeah, not really. All right, down goes blind for Dante. Gets a little hook speed off the TT stairs. Love to see that. And headed into clean up Skullwoods. Paradox misses a couple fire rod shots there on Argus, so phase 2 going to be a little bit slower, but cleans it up nicely. The first bow was in Desert Palace, which was available fairly early.
yeah, at least nothing in left side swamp was required. So.
Yeah, only that sword, really. Was there something else in there? Paradox seems to have picked up red mail somewhere.
There was red mail, there was the sword, and I feel like there was something else they picked up, but I can't remember.
The bug net.
Yeah, never underestimate the power of the bug net in this mode.
Yeah, you're often on extremely low percent, so being able to pick up a fairy, say, at the top of GT, especially when you already have powder, can be a game changer.
Yep, absolutely.
Dante with a pretty nice hammer moth fight there, as Paradox finally making his way up the mountain, gonna get those boots in Hookshot Cave. And walking out of Skull Woods. Something over on Graveyard Ledge, perhaps.
That's what I was thinking too.
Oh, dead rocked.
Yeah. These things are so evil. Always in the way, ruining your life. There's a biggie on the floating island, so it's probably not required, because I don't think Dante got it when he was here.
No, he definitely didn't, so must be like the Swamp Small or something.
Or Ice Palace or something like that.
Yeah. Could be the Hera big.
Hera, yeah.
Paradox only with 2 TR smalls.
Okay. Wait. Did... Okay, he's just opening TR. So, I wonder where this ice rod is, because could it be that it's in TR?
Certainly could be, as it so often is.
And if that's the case, you know, Paradox not only gets to save time on the mountain trip, but gets to clear TR while he's up here.
Well, not with only 2 keys, he doesn't.
Maybe the other one's in there? I don't know.
It's possible. It's possible.
Doesn't look like it, though.
No, he's noping out. You gotta wonder. You gotta wonder if he was gonna go into TR there and ended up short a key and is now having to clean that up somewhere.
Maybe that could be it. And I will say, you know, like, it's the pilot or the spoiler log is this massive, like, text document that is really long and hard to work with sometimes. And, you know, like, I tried it out for my first time and I was just so overwhelmed. It's a lot of things, so it's easy to miss something.
Oh no, is Paradox going back into Swamp for a TR small?
Oh.
You saw Dante putting a frustration arrow into that Meyer map chest that contains the Swamp Small. He's going to finish off Desert here. Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Crosswords Keysanity, having to come back in here to get a TR small that they missed. All right, it might have been Dante accidentally hitting Y on bow instead of mirror. I choose to interpret it my way instead, because that's funnier.
Yeah, I often do accidentally. Oh, it's the ice rod.
Ice rod. Oh.
That's what it's. So the master plan was to do the mountain in TR in one trip, but they just missed. They forgot the ice rod.
That's a big oof.
It was a good plan, and it just backfired a little bit here.
Yeah, no, you were saying about the spoiler log. If you've never read a spoiler log for this game, I would encourage you to go to ALTTPR.com and generate a spoiler seed and take a look at it and give yourself like for a solo spoiler match, you get 15 minutes worth of prep time, right? Go ahead and prep one of those and see if you can't figure out the route. Then imagine doing it under time pressure. Then imagine doing it for somebody else, you know, while they're also playing. It is a remarkably difficult thing to do. There's the Hera big key on the pyramid ledge.
Yeah, that's another good point. Traveling coder, like, not only is it like a big document, like Tyler Salt was explaining, but you also have to know what all the words mean. Like, for example, the flute. You know, I've always just heard of it as the flute, the flute, the flute, the flute. But it's actually what, the ocarina or something?
Yeah, it's coded as the ocarina in a spoiler log.
Exactly.
Similarly, you know, chests are referred to often as the map and compass chests in them. So you got to know what those chests are in vanilla, which, you know, we don't really care. But yeah, ocarina inactive is how it's put there. It's Pegasus boots. You know,
Right.
like there are a bunch of things you have to pay attention to. All right, Paradox into Hyrule Castle here. Something in Dark Cross.
Yeah, and you saw Paradox go into Castle Tower briefly to get that Temperance Sword, which is nice. It might be the only other available sword that's not completely out of the way. And I would imagine that they're probably looking for, things that can speed up the time. Like they already know they're going to lose some time on those silvers, and on that double TR situation that just happened.
Oh no, it's just a shield. Oh no.
Okay. Maybe that was a bit of miscommunication as well. Don't get me wrong, I 100% appreciate and like the shield. I think it's incredibly wonderful. But
that doesn't mean I'm going to go out of my way for it in a spoiler race.
Right. And most runners at this level actually prefer not having a shield.
Yeah. It was secret passage.
Ah, okay. And the other thing that we should mention, is the spoiler log in English?
Yes.
Okay, so on top of it being in English, like me being I'm not a native English speaker, so sometimes I mix up different words and names, and if something is like, oh, this kind of passage or that kind of passage, I'm like, oh yeah, that one, and then I may go to the wrong one. Like there's dark maze and secret passage and things like that. It can really be confusing on a linguistic level as well.
Yeah, and like Pod has dark maze and or it might say rupee basement. But yeah, and the words that the spoiler log uses, even like a second language thing aside, right? The words that the spoiler log uses are not necessarily the same words that we typically refer to chests and things that in the rando community, right?
Exactly.
Like it's flute spot instead of dig spot, for instance. There's progressive bow, progressive glove, progressive swords they're listed in, circle of pots chest. Yeah, like there are a lot of reading these spoiler logs is a skill for sure.
All right, so Dante got the ice rod on the way here. Is Dante in go mode?
Dante is in go mode, I believe.
Unless that Hera big.
Unless the Hera big is required, but I don't think he's got, unless there's something in the TR lava chest. But I don't even know. No, we've got a Ganon's Tower big key. We've even got a GT small. Dante's in go mode.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think so.
That ice rod was the last thing that he needed. Well, I guess the Master Sword was the last thing that he needed.
Yeah, Master Sword and Ice Rod, which were both here in Swamp Palace. So, if you said Sailor Nep was the one piloting this,
I believe so.
Extremely well done by Sailor Nep to be able to process that much information and generate a complete route for Dante. That's incredibly well done.
Yeah. I know that a lot of people have been working off the same spreadsheet of async seeds to practice for League Weeks, and I know that Dante and Nep have been practicing for this mode, and it always real demoralizing to see them finish like 25 to 30 minutes ahead of me and my partner on these seeds. So they're quite good at this.
All right, so he's got Ice Palace, then Turtle Rock, and then GT with already the big key in hand. There is nothing else that's required. There may be another sword on the way that he picks up, or he might just go with Master Sword Silverless.
Well, Dante has the silvers, so
yeah. I meant silvers. My bad.
Yeah, makes that a little bit more palatable at least.
But we can find one mistake already. See, Dante has the compass to Ice Palace, so that was not required.
Chest he opened early, maybe.
Yeah. For me to nitpick on a tiny detail like that.
Oh, Spleeby in chat brings up a great point. That tempered sword is in Castle Tower, so at any rate, you can just mirror right before Ganon. And run in there and grab it. I think that saves time.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, especially if it were silverless, but even so, with silvers, you still got to get 12 spins for each of the phases, as opposed to what 12 slashes with the tempered sword. I think tempered you can get the 1-in-1, whereas with master, it's at least
If it doesn't, yeah, if it doesn't actually save time, at least it makes it a little less scary, you know. Like Dante can do this. He's on like 9 hearts in red mail, 8
red
hearts in
mail.
red mail. He'll be fine, you know. But both of these runners would be. But you know, might if Dante gets to that point and is well ahead, you know, might run over and grab the tempered sword just to make his life easier, if not actually faster.
Right, that's a good point too.
Because what's really slow is dying. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Vortex of Doom pointing out that even with some Mario 4+1 or 3+2 is pretty doable. But that's the question. Does it save time to, you know, go into Castle Tower? It's just the first chest, so it's not really deep in there. So it's one of those things where we'll have to see what they do, and then I think that we can probably trust that whatever they choose to do is probably the faster way. For me, it would 100% be the faster way, because there's no way I'm getting a 4-1 or a 3-2 with Master Sword.
We could still also see another sword along the way.
Absolutely. There could be one in the GT Climb, there could be one, you know, easy in GT
like Hope Room.
Yes. So, and that was an incredibly fast Cold Stare by Dante there.
Yeah, love the upper left strat if you're gonna use the fire rod. Easier to get splash damage knocking the puffs up to the upper left than it is to get to the upper right.
Very nice icebreaker by Paradox. Do you think a sub-hour is possible? Because the rate that Dante is going here, I mean, can you go through TR that fast?
I don't think sub-hour is going to happen. I think that...
Not with these dead rocks.
No, certainly not with the decks. I think sub 65, perhaps.
I think so too, because if you think about it, with the 3 TR small keys, you don't have to go to the right side or the first like you don't have to do a bunch of the different things in there.
You can key dash the Chain Chomp's chest, one of my favorites.
Yeah, wait, you can key dash them?
Yeah, you can key dash the Chain Chomp chest. If the RNG behaves. But Tracy M taught me that. And it's I gotta say, a lot of fun. It only ever comes up in like spoiler or co-op, really.
Right, where you can skip.
But it's really satisfying when it does.
All right, so those dead rocks cost Dante what, 30 seconds maybe?
Oh, no, I don't know about that much, but 15 probably.
Oh, okay. So we'll see. If he gets an hour and 15 seconds, then we know what those dead rocks cost.
Yeah, definitely the biggest error for Paradox, they claim for Crosswords Keysanity, they climbed the mountain hoping to head into to TR and realized that they had forgotten the ice rod in Swamp Palace, which really hurts. And I think they're still missing a TR small.
Oh, wait. Okay, no, this is okay. You only need 2 if you steal the key. No,
you only need 3 if you steal the key.
So there's got to be a key in here then, right? Because no way they would go in here.
There must be a key. Well, no, so Dante's fine, right? Dante's got 3, he's all right. I'm worried about Paradox.
Did he have 3? Oh, he did. He used one to get into the... Yeah, okay. I thought Paradox did go back to the sick kid and get it, though.
I mean, I've lost track of where all three of those keys were. It's
Well,
possible one was here on
in...
Landmo. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. There could be. I think he might have gone back. I think
Here,
he might have
I'll pull up the spoiler log and we'll double check at this point.
Well, yeah, there was one early on. There was one in the brewery or the Sick Kid. And yeah, Paradox got the one in Meyer. Oh no,
okay,
the Desert Palace Big. Oh no.
Oh no, that feels bad.
Oh.
All right, so there was one mini Moldorm. There's one in Mini Moldorm Cave. There's one at Sick Kid. There's one in Blind's Hut. There is a fourth. There is a fourth TR small key that Paradox must be banking on at this point. And I know what.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he must have the
three.
third. He must have gotten all three of those. Yeah,
he has the three.
The fourth one happens to be in Mimic Cave. So they could be. They could have been counting on that one. So
okay, they could have gone up here with just two. Okay. Oh no. Oh, Desert Big must have been in the back of school woods.
Yeah, I think Desert Big's on Moth. Oh, there's our Tempered Sword on Laser Bridge.
Okay, that one's a little faster to get than Castle Tower.
I agree. But Paradox might have been wanting that Tempered Sword for, say, the Cold Stare fight. Makes that a lot more straightforward.
Absolutely. Actually, I think the original plan was to have the Ice Rod when you first went to Turtle Rock.
Oh, yeah.
To be able to get that sword there and do the Trinex fight with that Tempered and not have to go to the Castle Tower. But because they flip-flop or missed the Ice Rod and had to leave, they decided to go ahead and get the other sword elsewhere.
Yeah. Rather than do a Master Sword Cold Stare fight, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And honestly,
oh no, that was the Hera Compass there. I think they misread that.
Oh. Nice Trinex fight by Dante.
Yep. About as well as that can go.
Yeah, if you see that the head does not even reach the left wall, you've done a really good job on the fight. All right, and I was about to say if you want to take a guess at where the GT Big Key is, but
you already saw it.
So it's funny though. The two pilot spoilers I've ever done had a GT Big Key in GT. So,
boo. Why even play keys?
Right? Like, come on, GT Big Key's got to be somewhere. Where was the Desert Palace Big? I'm really confused.
I think it was right there on. I thought it was right there on Moth.
No, that was a compass.
Oh, was it?
So that wasn't a mistake. The compass to Ice Palace, I think it was on Moth and was required. All right, here goes Dante doing the GT climb. Gets to skip the entire basement because all items are already in here.
Oh, it is here in Skull Woods, though. I think, yeah. That was a misreading of a spoiler log, I think. It's here in Pinball Room.
Pinball Room. Ah, yep. Yeah, I remember he mirrored right after getting the heart container, didn't go all the way down here.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate mistake.
Yeah, especially realizing, after you've gone through the back of desert,
yeah,
and get to that big chest. It's like
the worst possible time to make that realization. I've done that with the pod key, with the pod big on Restream as well. No, a pod small. I've done that with a. No, it was the pod big key. I've done that with the pod big key on Restream. It wasn't Keysanity. It was just elsewhere in the dungeon, but it felt bad.
Okay, Dante destroying the gauntlet.
Yeah, making good use of those silver arrows.
Gotta be a little careful. It was at 2 health. And
Does
those
have
lasers,
a blue, I believe. Yeah, and those BMOS beams are traps, I believe. I think they do 1 heart regardless of your male, if I'm not mistaken.
Very nicely done. A 0 cycle Landmo 2. Meanwhile, Paradox going right into Landmo 1. So it's kind
Stereo
of like
Landmo.
And also very nicely
Yep.
done with the 0 cycle Landmo 1. Wow.
Very good.
I'm still just struggling to just imagine being in GT sub 1 hour. It's so nuts.
Yeah, always feels good. But yeah, I think Dante's probably, barring an unfortunate Ganon death or Ganon fall, Dante's going to be right around, right under an hour 5, looks like.
Pulling out the helper.
Oh, that's what you get.
Ouch, Tyler Salt.
I've been working on that. I haven't gotten it. I don't have the confidence to pull it off during a race yet at all. There we go.
Very well done.
All races are valid. All right, here comes Aga 2.
Very nice.
Very nice pattern there for a triple.
That was just a double, I believe. Whoa, one of those might have. I think it was 2-2-2. I think that first one might not have counted as a triple.
Oh, maybe not.
All right, and Dante's about to drop into Ganon. He's got Tempered Sword, Silvers, Red Mail, and 9 hearts. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, he should be all right.
And despite all the things that, kind of were miscommunicated and went a little bit oof for Crosswords Keysanity's team, Paradox is not that far behind. I mean, they're finishing up TR right now, and they're going to go directly into Ganon after this, or Ganon's Tower. They could, be finishing sub 110.
Yeah, totally within their own possibility if they play cleanly from here on out. They are getting... So it looks like they did only have 2 of those TR keys, because they're picking up this 3rd one from Mimic Cave.
Looks like.
I don't know which of the ones they skipped. Oh, we're gonna get it? Nope. Oh, just misses the triple setup there. That is gonna do it. Get your GGs in chat for Dante and Sailor Nep.
Very nice Ganon fight there by Dante, and finishing off with a time of 1:03.12. GG's to Dante and Sailor Nep. Absolutely well done.
3 more points for the Titansmiths, bringing them to 24 on the season.
And I believe that's an 8-0.
That is 8-0.
So you can see this team is not to be trifled with.
Certainly not. And we're joined by Dante in the booth. GG's, Dante.
GG's, Dante.
Yo, thanks, guys.
Nicely done. I'm going to ask you a question that the same sort of question that I'm going to ask Paradox in a little bit if he decides to join us. And maybe Nep in chat, you can answer this possibly as well. But did you at all consider leaving the boots until way later? I think that's what Paradox was trying to do, to try to single dip the mountain. They ran into some other trouble for that. But do you guys think about putting off those boots and doing just one trip up the mountain?
Oh, we never even considered it. Like within the first 15 seconds, I think of us being after go. I heard Nep say, "Okay, boots are in Hookshot Cave." So then she was planning the route based on that. Just because you're gonna have better movement. It was as early as we went to the mountain. It was very much worth, in my opinion. I think probably in most people's opinion, to make that time back up, if not more, by being able to dash around.
Yeah, because we went so early, it was definitely worth it.
And that's Sailor Nep. GG's to you as well.
Yeah,
Thank
GG's
you.
to the both of you. That routing was incredibly well done, and the execution by Dante also incredibly well done. It was definitely a sight to see. I know everybody was really excited in chat. We were excited here watching you. So what are some other thoughts about this particular seed? How does it feel compared to other pilot spoilers?
This one was just kind of stressful to think about from the routing side, at least, because of having to do Magic Bat to get access to the hammer.
Brutal.
So there was a lot of having to think quickly about what order to do certain things in. So that first part was really hard, and once we got past that, I think the other decisions were a little easier.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Dante.
I was gonna say, for the practices that we've done, it's basically just been, this is the third season I've been a player for the mode. I think this is Nep's first season doing the piloting for us since we had changed up teammates, and I think we did a decent bit of practice for this mode just so she could get used to reading the log and the nuances of it, because it's weird sometimes. You see flute spot or something and you think,
right,
oh well, what's that? Oh, that's the dig spot. You have different slangs for things that you use throughout the community, but the spoiler log is sometimes completely different. And with me, it's always, what's a map and compass chest? I need to know.
Oh yeah.
Because go to compass chest in pod, and I'm like, that's the turtles, right? And then we wasted probably 10 seconds back and forth of, what is the turtles room you're speaking of? So,
GG's to Paradox as well. Thanks for joining us here.
Hello.
Yo,
GG,
GG.
guys. This
GG.
was a disaster of a seed. One error led to another, and that was kind of bad.
Yeah, we saw there was a couple of things, and it's, you guys had a really cool route designed, to make the mountain trip that one thing going into TR. I could see the plan there, to go up there one time, get the ice rod, go up there, get that extra sword, and make all the rest of the things super nice and friendly and the rest of the way. And then just oh no, you forgot the ice rod, and then you had to go back, and then that's when things kind of started shifting a bit.
Yeah, the ice rod was my fault. I was thinking ahead. He told me to go to the back. He told me about the map chest. I forgot about it. I went to the back and forgot about the ice rod. And then the confusion with the big key of desert, which was in bumper room, the pinball room, and the silvers we forgot in the attic.
Yeah, we actually also, I kind of flubbed and forgot to have him grab the Desert Big and Pinball Room, so we had to do a few extra screen transitions to get that. because we never did grab even a Skullwood small key. I was debating whether or not too early, and I just figured it's probably not a big deal, and then it ended up being a big inconvenience.
It led to a lot of
At
save and quits.
least one thing we did better than you to grab that Skullwood small. Yeah, it was
small.
the thing that hurt us the most was when I opened your stream, Dante, and I saw that probably without mistake we would be in the race.
Oh no! Yeah, of course. In the spoiler, that's Waterloo, who is Paradox's a pilot in this race. GG's to you as well, and a tough one. Yeah, of course, our runners and pilots are allowed to have the restream open. They're allowed to have their opponent's stream open. And I know I couldn't possibly do that and still be able to put together a route here. So I totally understand that giving you trouble. It's like, oh, we're in this, and then all of a sudden, changes your thought process and things.
To be honest, the start of that one was the most difficult I've had as a pilot. That was like everything was somewhere, and I couldn't figure about the initial routes. And Paradox told me, "Where should I go? Where should I go?" I said, "It's really hard."
It was really ugly in the early game for sure.
Yeah, we were talking to Sailor Nep and Dante about this as well. One of the biggest weird things about the seed early on was having to go to Magic Bat to get the big key, to get the hammer. It was just this really confusing thing. Like, how do you go about it? So, good point.
Yeah, and after we needed to go to Catfish, okay, there is a sword to grab. Oh no, we don't have another sword to enter Castle Tower. So, and there is that vault key close to Uncle. Should we do it now? Where is the cape? No, it's behind Boots. So what should I do? And I said, okay, go straight to Catfish just to do that check because we need to do it now.
There was also this confusion about the pod small keys.
Yeah, because I use a tracker that someone gave me, and he put only five places for pod keys because he said, okay, I will never grab the sixth one, and so I put 5, and I was thinking there are 6, so okay, we didn't do that one, so okay, we have only 3, and when he entered pod, I said, okay, we have 4, so we did 1 for nothing, and I was okay, I'm sorry, I was totally like the initial route was to do TR with Death Mountain and to grab that small key in TR, but without Ice Rod, we changed, and I couldn't react quick enough to that.
I think this seed kind of shows what is like really enjoyable for players, and just in general, not about this mode, is that it really it tests like the ultimate side of how fast can you route something very complex. And also, can someone else play, potentially very low percent, and how well can you execute on it? And it's like if you have the only bad side of this mode is that I think if you have one mistake, 10 seconds in a rando race usually isn't that much, but 10 seconds in a spoiler race really. It can add up. Like it feels so much more than what it is, just because of there's not a chance for you to potentially skip something or make up time by routing something. It's just it's kind of crazy like that. But yeah, and I hate it for you guys. Like I've been there on the other end of this, and it's it's never fun when that happens. But yeah, I hope you guys at least had fun.
We will keep the thing that without mistake we would probably be like less than 30 seconds behind, and doing another route than your one, because we would probably do a TR with Old Death Mountain and go to the other dungeons with that tempered sword. So yeah, we will keep that. We were good enough to fight.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was absolutely well done.
After that ice rod mishap, we kind of improvised with a new route on the fly, and it kind of worked out, but it was still we were still way behind. There was no way we were finishing first, but we still gave it a chance in the end.
Yeah, especially, like you said, you kind of had to completely change your original route, which was to do the TR play first, be able to get everything else done with boots, tempered sword, and the safeties. But you had to change that halfway because of that one, tiny like oversight with the ice rod. And then having to completely change your route after that, also leads itself to making more oversights. And so, absolutely well done being able to completely create a new route on the fly like that. Definitely showing your team's capabilities and prowess at this game. And so very, very job well done.
We are cross-key players. We know how to do that.
All right, well, GG's to all of you here. There is plenty more league action on the Speed Gaming family of channels coming up here tonight at, looks like at 8:20 p.m. Eastern time. We've got Cantaloupe Me versus Faraime. That's not league. That is an SGL live match there over on Speed Gaming Prime. More leave action tonight at the 10 o'clock hour. We've got Did You Check Your Boot versus Sphere Affinity. We've got Don't Forget to Track Us versus 2 Pearl 2 Furious. And we've got New Swagger Jackson versus Waffle House Drive Through over the Speed Gaming family of networks today. There's some other matches on the league channels as well. So thanks to all of our runners and pilots for a great show. Thank you to Jinxie Girl for tracking for us, and Smirk, a delight.
Thank you, Tyler Saul. It was absolutely fun to do comps with you. Thanks again, Jinxie Girl, for tracking, and an amazing job to all the runners and pilots today. Shout outs to you guys. Thank you for putting on a great show, and thanks to chat for keeping us going as well.
Chat, of course, the real heroes of any broadcast. All right. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.